Good morning, it is January 2025, and I'm going to start doing more to fill in the gaps here on this channel of who we are, what we do, and what the purpose is of this channel. And it's pretty simple. The idea is we moved here from Idaho in 23 to Kansas, north central Kansas. We lived in Idaho our whole entire life. Affordability got to be ridiculous in Idaho, and we realized that the taxes on our house that we owned there was going up. We had a little mortgage that probably needed to be paid off, and we could live a lot simpler if we just moved. And my husband's mother was from this area. My mother was originally from Nebraska. We had bought a little piece of land in 2020 because it was just affordable, and we thought it would be really neat to have somewhere in the center of the country because we like to RV travel. And that was kind of our thing. And we thought, well, literally we are right close to the center of the 48 states. And we're like, how cool is that to be at the hub of the United States with our RV? So if we had a place that we could go and park our RV or whatever, and maybe someday move to that land, that would be excellent. So we kind of set a 3-year goal to eventually hopefully move here and wrap up what we had going on in Idaho and get our kids through school and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what we did. And we moved here with our grandson and our daughter that's 8 now, and he's 6. And our 2 older children. We are a blended family, but my husband's 2 kids, stayed in Idaho. They didn't care for Kansas as much as we did. It's not easy to make a change like that, to move to another state and leave your budding adult children back in the other state. But we really felt God was calling us to this. We feel like he opened up the doors at the right times, and not a minute before we were ready. So we moved to Kansas. And then this year, my oldest daughter, my grandson's mom, joined us. And so now we have 5 of us here out of the 7 of us. And we have acquired some animals. We've acquired 2 sheep that the kids wanted to show in 4-H, which turns out we're not sheep showing family. We're not animal showing family. We're more of, can we make a quilt or something, or do photography? Because we just had a lot of bad luck. We had a lot of bad luck right off the get-go with our first sheep getting hurt, injured, our 3rd sheep getting very sick and nearly dying multiple times. So anyway, and then we've gotten ourselves a bull calf, and we've gotten ourselves 5 chickens over the time that we've been here. So we're slowly growing up a homestead, but our goal wasn't necessarily to have a homestead because, like I mentioned, we love to travel. We love to travel, and having animals and traveling, they don't really go hand in hand. So one of the things that we decided that made more sense was just to have a handful of animals, and then be able to, when we take our vacations and stuff, have our older daughter take care of the animals while we're gone, or be able to have the budget in our vacation fund to be able to pay somebody to come by and tend to the animals when we go. So the idea of getting some big giant homestead that, like with a milk cow and all this stuff that really has like high hands on, is not really our goal. Growing a garden is not something that comes natural to me. It's something that I'm learning as I go along here. I've grown gardens in the past, but I am by no means am I a professional or green thumb gardener. I'm figuring it out. And the reason why we're growing a garden is because we just want to be able to reduce our grocery bill. We want to be able to eat cleaner. We want to be able to eat healthier. And we want to be able to incorporate more vegetables into our diet, because my little kids are terribly picky. And there's just a few things that they actually like in the vegetable category. And so I thought that maybe if we grew a garden and they had a hand in it, that they would like eating the things that they grew. So that's some of the reasons there. But we don't have some like great big deep-seated, I want to homestead and get back to the earth and stay home every day and just take care of animals and gardens and just get my hands in the dirt every day. That's not really our motivator. Our motivator is we want a nice balance between living frugal, living sustainably, not relying on the grocery stores, having food put away, learning how to cook if we're in a pinch, that we can actually cook from ingredients. But we also can go out to dinner if we need to, although where we live, it's not exactly an easy feat because everything's at least a half an hour away. But we also want to incorporate travel. We have this camper that we bought last year. We also have a 34-foot motorhome. That's an older one that we love to travel in. We call her Holly, and we haven't really named this one yet. Maybe it's going to be Shaney, because we tend to name things after where we get them from. Anyway, we got this one from Shane, and that one's a Holiday Rambler, so we call her Holly. Anywho, one thing you're going to notice about us is that we don't carry debt. We have everything paid off. We pay off our debt, our bills every month. We have been very blessed to be able to do so, and we're very thankful that that continues to this day. We do have a credit card, but it gets paid off at the end of every single month. And again, we're super thankful that we have that ability to do that. I am a licensed real estate agent. That is a new venture for me. I've just started it. I have my first listing, so not a big moneymaker there. I do this social media stuff. I have about 30,000 followers on Facebook and about 14,000 on TikTok, if it exists by the time you're watching this, and Instagram. And now I want to grow YouTube because I feel like YouTube is just a better platform for what I'm trying to do, because you can search up the stuff that I'm trying to share with the world. And so a little bit about my history. If you're still listening, thank you, by the way. And of course, all the things that all the people always tell you: subscribe, like, comment, do all the things so it engages with this channel so that it can grow. Because the point of this is, when I grew up with a mom that worked. She worked hard. She was an entrepreneur by the time I came along. She owned a garbage route. She slung garbage cans, big garbage cans like this one. She rolled them, pregnant with me, pregnant with my brother, rolled them in the back of the truck, lifted dumpsters, did all the things. In 3 different towns, she had contracts. She was a hard worker. She eventually ended up owning a bar. She owned a t-shirt shop. My point to that is, we ate on the fly a lot because my mom was either gone, and so we ate swans out of the freezer. We had a lot of frozen food. We did not have home cooked meals, and we would eat at cafes when we were off to the multiple towns in which she ran her businesses. And we would go and we would travel. My mom also had a motorhome and campers and all that kind of stuff, and she would leave a camper down at the lake during the summer months, and then on whatever day she would get off and we'd get out of school, we would run up, and that trailer would stay there all summer long. And for every chance that we got, we would be spending time there, and it was fantastic. But we would eat in the cafes, in the restaurants. Mom would have just a bill there that we would just charge to it, and we'd just get our ice cream and our sodas, and that's just what she did. So I didn't learn about cooking, housekeeping, domesticated life. I just didn't. And she passed away when I was 19. I had my first child just before I turned 21. And so I had to learn quickly, hit the ground running, on how to take care of a family when you don't have the resources that my mom had at that point. I didn't have her resources. I wasn't independently supporting myself in a way that allowed me to just go out and eat at a cafe every day. So I had to cook, and I had to clean, and I had to do all the things, and I had to maintain a full-time job and do all the stuff. And so I've had a lot of good friends and mentors and other people's moms and aunts and friends and all that kind of stuff that have taught me along the years. And now here I am coming up on 49 years old, and I want to share that with the world, because I have a good feeling that there are a lot of ladies out there that have been raised similar to me, where we just weren't taught how to do the stuff, how to save the money, how to budget a little bit, how to just maintain good stuff in our pantry so that if we get in a pinch, we're not going to starve to death, how to cook little simple things, how to do it simply and not get all complicated. And if you want nice things, but you're into the rustic vibe, then I can probably help you with ways to repurpose stuff and make things out of the stuff you already have. Anyway, so that's kind of the point of this channel. I'm going to go ahead and start feeding our chickens and our sheep and our calf. And my hand's getting a little bit cold holding this phone. But I sure hope that you want to stick around. So you're going to get a little bit of everything. You're going to get some farm life. You're going to get some kitchen time, some travel time. You're going to get some crafting, repurposing. And I'm all there to tell you, if you guys want to buy a house that's a bit older, some of the things that you should be looking for and the things that you should be doing in order to do that. But it's still doable to be able to buy an affordable house. I know it seems like it's impossible to live anywhere that's affordable anymore, but there's lots of states out there, and I have content about that. How do you get free from all the high prices of everything? Anyway, you're going to see it all here. Come with me on this journey and my family, and introduce yourself. I'd love to meet you. I hope you have a great day, and God bless you.